Most people don't lose independence in the hospital. They lose it 1 week meal at a time. One soft breakfast, one sugar-heavy snack, one protein-starved dinner, and then one day they call it aging when it was really neglect. Hello, my dears. Mabel Thompson here, 103 years old. You are watching a century flash by. To be clear, this is not medical advice. Go to the hospital for a broken leg. But I have outlived almost every doctor who ever warned me. I've seen 2 world wars and 18 presidents. But you know what? The truth never changes. Before you click away, sit down. Let me tell you what actually matters. Nobody wants to hear this because it is less glamorous than supplements and less exciting than some doctor on television selling miracles. But if your legs are getting weaker after 60, your body may not be betraying you. It may be underfed where it matters most. I knew a man named Walter Green, 72 years old, retired carpenter, hands like oak roots, pride like barbed wire. He did not complain about pain. He complained about stairs, then curbs, then the low sofa in his own living room. He kept saying, "Well, Mabel, I guess this is just what happens now." Nonsense. That is how ageism sneaks in. First, they tell you weakness is normal. Then they tell you to be careful. Then one day, they start rearranging your life around your decline. I hate that more than burnt toast. Listen to me closely. Muscle is not vanity after 60. Muscle is rent money for your independence. It is what gets you off the toilet without help, up the porch steps without fear, and out the front door before the world starts making decisions for you. And tonight, I'm going to show you the 10 foods that help keep those legs alive, useful, and stubborn. Because Walter did not need a miracle. He needed a better plate. Now, let's start with the first 5 foods. And please do not roll your eyes just because none of them come in a shiny bottle with the word premium printed on the front. Muscle is expensive tissue. It does not stay on your bones because you once walked a lot in 1987. It has to be fed and fed again, especially after 60. Food number 1, eggs, not egg whites in a sad carton. Real eggs, the whole thing. They are simple, cheap, easy to chew, and full of the kind of protein your legs can actually use. If breakfast in your house is toast, jam, and orange juice, that is not a muscle meal. That is dessert wearing church clothes. Food number 2, plain Greek yogurt. Not the neon pudding pretending to be yogurt. I mean the thick, tart kind that actually has some backbone. Add berries if you want. Add cinnamon. Fine. But stop eating those sugary little cups that leave you hungry, foggy, and weaker by supper time. Walter thought he was eating light and sensible. Cereal in the morning, crackers at lunch, soup at night, soft foods, easy foods, old man foods. And all the while, his thighs were shrinking. His balance was getting shakier, and he kept blaming the calendar. The calendar was innocent. His plate was not. Food number 3, sardines or salmon. I know some of you just made a face. Good. Stay with me. These fish are rich, satisfying, and worth more to your muscles and joints than another box of crackers ever will be. And if sardines feel too bold for your delicate American soul, start with salmon. I am trying to save your legs, not win a popularity contest. Let me be plain here. After 60, you cannot keep nibbling like a nervous bird and expect to stand up like a grown oak tree. If your doctor keeps shrugging and calling your weakness just normal aging, then ask better questions. Ask whether you are eating enough protein. Ask whether your appetite has dropped. Ask whether your meals have become too soft, too sweet, too small, too convenient. Self-advocacy does not always begin in a hospital. Sometimes it begins in your refrigerator. Food number 4, beans and lentils. Cheap, honest, filling, dependable. A bowl of lentils with olive oil and a little salt has more dignity than half the frozen nonsense in your freezer. If your appetite is smaller now, then every bite has to pull its weight. Beans do that. And here is the twist nobody tells you. Weakness rarely arrives like lightning. It arrives like dust, quietly, daily, respectably. A muffin instead of eggs, a banana instead of lunch, tea and toast because you are not that hungry. Then 6 months later, you need both hands to push yourself out of a chair. I have seen that chair become a warning sign in more living rooms than I can count. The dent in the cushion gets deeper. The person sitting there starts planning the day around how often they have to stand up. That is not laziness. That is a body negotiating with low reserves. Food number 5, cottage cheese. Laugh if you want. I have outlived enough food trends to know that plain ugly food often does the best work. Cottage cheese is easy, strong, and useful. Put fruit with it. Put pepper on it. Put it beside tomatoes. Just stop acting like only expensive powders can protect your strength. And let me say something rude before we move on. A full stomach is not the same thing as a fed muscle. If most of your meals come from boxes, bags, and cheerful labels, then do not be shocked when your legs begin negotiating with gravity and losing. Now for the next 5 foods, and this is where I stop talking merely about nutrition and start talking about freedom. Because strong legs are not some vanity project for vain people in matching workout clothes. Strong legs are what lets you get to the bathroom in time, carry your own groceries, walk to the mailbox, and leave the house without fear, curling around your throat like smoke. Food number 6, chicken thighs or turkey. Not because they are fashionable, because they are practical. Easy to cook, easy to chew if prepared right, and honest protein for a body that is trying not to disappear under loose skin and polite excuses. If you are still eating like your main goal is to avoid calories instead of avoid frailty, then somebody lied to you years ago and you have been paying interest ever since. Food number 7, tofu or tempeh. Yes, and I said it. Do not start clutching your pearls and muttering about rabbit food. I am not asking you to join a cult in linen pants. I am telling you there is more than one way to build a decent plate. The body likes consistency more than ideology. Feed it what helps. Food number 8, pumpkin seeds and nuts. Small things, powerful things. That is a lesson people over 60 ought to appreciate by now. Sprinkle them on yogurt, throw them on beans, chew a handful if your supper was too light. The point is not to snack like a squirrel. The point is to stop leaving your muscles unpaid between meals. I see you, by the way, sitting there with one hand on your coffee cup, pretending the stairs have not gotten steeper this year, pretending you do not push off the armrest a little harder than you used to, pretending you are just tired. Maybe you are tired, but maybe your body has been asking for better fuel in the only language it has left. Walter finally admitted the truth on a rainy Tuesday. He was not afraid of dying. He was afraid of becoming negotiable. afraid that one day his daughter would look at the way he rose from a chair, the way he hesitated at the curb, and start using that soft voice people use when they are already rearranging your life in their heads. Maybe you shouldn't drive anymore, Dad. Maybe let me carry that. Maybe it's time to think about other options. That is what weak legs really threaten after 60. Not pride for pride's sake, choice. Food number 9, berries, but listen carefully, not by themselves, like some dainty little side performance. Pair them with protein. Put them with yogurt, cottage cheese. Yes, or eggs on the side. Seniors are forever being sold the idea that a pretty bowl of fruit is enough for breakfast. Enough for what? A nap? Your muscles need more than color. Food number 10, potatoes or oats used correctly. There I said potatoes, and half the diet industry just fainted into a yoga mat. Good. A potato with salmon or eggs is not the same thing as a bag of chips eaten standing over the sink. Oatmeal with nuts and Greek yogurt is not the same thing as sugary paste from a packet. Food is not guilty by association. It depends what company it keeps on the plate. And here is the truth the system hates, because it is too plain to sell for $49.99 a bottle. After 60, your legs are your real retirement plan, not your theories, not your vitamins alone, not your good intentions, the strength to stand, step, lift, and recover is what keeps the world from closing in around you. So no, this is not about becoming leaner for a reunion or prettier for photographs. This is about bargaining power with life. Feed your muscles, and you keep more say over how you live. Starve them, and gravity starts voting on your future. Walter did not become a different man overnight. He just changed what showed up on his plate, and then he kept going. A few more eggs, more fish, more beans, fewer sugary little lies pretending to be breakfast. 3 months later, he told me the porch steps did not feel like enemies anymore. That is how real change works after 60, not with fireworks, with repetition. Now listen carefully, because this is the part people love to skip. The nursing home does not always begin with a diagnosis. Sometimes it begins when you stop feeding the parts of you that let you rise. A weak appetite, a lazy breakfast, a fridge full of beige convenience, a body getting quieter every month until the world mistakes your underfed muscles for old age. I will not, and neither should you. Do not hand your future over to gravity without a fight. Do not let some cheerful package, some useless snack, or some bored doctor convince you that weakness is your destiny now. Feed your legs like they matter, because they do. Feed your muscles like they are guardians, because they are. And for heaven's sake, stop eating like your only job is to stay pleasantly full. Tonight, eat one honest meal. Tomorrow, do it again. Then stand up out of your chair like you mean it. Because independence is not built in grand speeches. It is built in kitchens, in grocery carts, in stubborn little choices nobody applauds. That is the kind of progress nobody notices until it saves you. And when the world starts talking to you in that soft, patronizing voice, let your strength answer before your mouth has to. The absolute greatest longevity secret isn't trying to optimize your body like some broken machine. It's keeping your food simple, being entirely present with the people you love, and actually living right now instead of waiting for an imaginary someday. I am Mabel Thompson. I am 103 years old, still here, still kicking, and still telling you the absolute truth. If this old woman brought some fire to your soul today, please subscribe to Grandmother's Longevity Secrets and share this message with someone who needs it. Remember, I love you all. Now put your phone down. Go call your mama and tell your people you love them. Today, not someday.